Hey everyone, Sam at Wyvern Kodiak, and I have with me the Ketuo Ventr or Venture. I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to say it, but Ventr, and this is the version 4 one. So let's get into it and check it out. So starting off here, you have these really nice chamfered titanium handles on here. Appears to be in DLC gold hardware on here, with some nice milling on the chamfers. You've got the elephant in the room here, which is the ring on the back, which I'm not quite sure serves more than a lanyard loop purpose or something like that. It is a button liner lock on here. You've got a milled titanium pocket clip. You've got a secondary lockout mechanism here, and a black stonewash blade. This does have T8 hardware on the pivot, which is just really a screw, which is kind of a different take there. And then the tail screws here are all T6, which I'm not really thrilled about, but it is what it is. Opening this up, you have what I'm gonna call a sheep's foot blade on here. It's sheep's foot-ish. Black stonewash, very tall flat grind on here, blade hole, and some jimping on the spine. You have a liner lock under here, and then, like I said, a button lock right here. So you can see here that the button engages that, so you go two different ways. The lockout mechanism, when engaged, you can't hit the button, or you can't disengage via the button or the liner. It will not work. It is fully locked out. And when that button, when the knife is closed, you cannot engage the button. It will not move. So it is only usable in the open position. So specs on the knife, we're looking at 6.9 inches overall. You've got a 2.8-inch blade. It weighs 3.2 ounces, and the blade is in M390. The ergos on this knife, 4-finger grip. I have double XL hands. It is a little bit of a smaller knife. I do get 4 fingers on here, and I am locked in right here, right behind the choil, or the I guess that's a choil, but you're locked in right here, and this is a comfortable grip. The ring does add some comfort in how it sits into your palm here. It's nice. There's no pokey edges or anything. Um, it does say that the ring is removable. So if it is not your cup of tea, you can take that off. I'm imagining that there's probably some standoffs or something like that that go through the middle here. But this is the only grip position this knife offers. And it is a good grip. It is a very neutral grip, neutral ergonomics here. So it's nice. It's not bad at all. I will say that the way these handles are, they're not blocky, but they're thick, and so you can do a nice pinch grip on here. Get out here and do some draw cuts and things like that. So good utilitarian size. 6.9 inches is a good EDC size as well. So this knife does scratch the itch in those categories as well. This knife is designed by Braden Sweeten, who I'm not familiar with, but did a good job on this. And this is obviously, as mentioned before, this is the version 4 of the Ventr knife. So obviously it is a popular model. My understanding is that it was adding a pocket clip on here and then some premium materials. So very nice knife on this so far, and I've found no issues with that at all. The action is on bearings, and whoop, didn't mean to do that. There we go. So button lock, and then under here you can disengage on the frame. So couple shakes and that closes. Reverse flick is good. Thumb flick is good. You can open it by the button. Um, I have successfully front flipped this, though. There we go. Though it is really not a front flipper, and to be honest with you, it kind of hurts. This is good sharp jimping, which I love, but it is not designed to be a front flipper. So that is going to wear on your thumb pretty quick. I could tell you that that did not feel good, but otherwise the action on this thing is pretty darn nice. I won't lie, it can be very fidgety, though I will say for my big hands this is a little bit small, which makes fidgeting a little bit difficult. But I think anybody with smaller hands, size large and lower, I think will have a lot of pleasure out of this knife when in the fidget category. So very, very cool there. So let's talk about the pocket clip here. The pocket clip doesn't have a ton of clearance underneath it, though I think it should have enough for most applications, meaning normal thickness jeans, normal pants, and things like that. The um, ramp on the front here doesn't offer an awful lot of engagement on that, and it seems to be really stiff. Even with this cutout to alleviate some of that, I still feel like there's an awful lot of tension down on here. So let's test this thing out and let's see how it performs. We're going to take our test pants out here and let's get this situated. For those of you new to the channel, these are medium thickness jeans. I'm going to take the knife, put it in the pocket to see how easy the pocket clip slides into the pocket, how good the retention is on this knife in the pocket, how easy it is to slide out of the pocket, and any long-term damage or fraying that you will see on the edges or seams of your pocket. So we are here, and it's very it's got a lot of tension. You got to put a lot of pressure from the back end to get it down here. You can see how the pants are bunching up underneath here. That's because of that low ramp that I had mentioned. If it was elongated, the fabric would slide underneath that and then slide underneath the lump on the clip. So it's it takes a little maneuvering and a lot of pressure to get in here. Once you do, that is where you're going to carry on this is going to be at that level. So you're looking at a little over an inch sticking out of the pocket. So far from deep carry. It would be better from a depth perspective if you pulled the ring off, but not necessary. If it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me. But pointing these things out for you, and I'll say that the retention on this is good. Very, very solid retention. It's holding on well. And then coming out of the pants is much better than going in the pants. And you can see that that is attributed to the ramp on the back end here is much better than the one on the front. It's a usable pocket clip. It's just not a great pocket clip. So average at best is what we're going to go with. So that is the pocket clip situation on that. All right, folks. So let's talk about the things I don't like on this knife. So first and foremost, T6 hardware on the tail end of this is very frustrating to me. I don't really understand why you go with T6. They strip out so easy. Not a big fan of that. I wouldn't have done it. You have T8 here and then you have T6 here. Just make it universal. Second thing is going back here. It's simple. There's nothing wrong with it. Preference-wise, I think this looks very boring, and I would have loved to see a actual pivot there rather than just a screw there. It's different. Again, it functions. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a preference thing. So that would be my thing. Not a fan of the ring personally, but for me, it is necessary because of the fact that I need that extra real estate from a big hand perspective. That being said, I wouldn't mind seeing this knife in a bigger version. I think that would be really cool. One without a ring, maybe just, you know, do something with the rear of the knife here on the handle, and I think this thing could be a really sweet full-size knife as well. So again, personal preference thing. If you like the ring, cool. Not for me though, personally. The choil, or I should say lack thereof choil, there is absolutely no choil. I mean, there's a little bump right here, and I don't really call that even a choil. Um, this is going to be your first sharpen, you're out of life. A nice sharpening choil here would have offered more longevity on the blade without getting into smiles and things like that on the knife. So I think that was a missed opportunity. Is it something that is absolutely like end all be all necessary? No, pointing the little things out though, and that is something that I've noticed. Another thing that I've noticed is that when locking out, okay, and I don't know, right there, right here, there's actually wiggle room. You can you can I don't know if anybody can hear it, but it clicks a little bit. Tick, 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 while I'm shaking it. Okay. For a secondary locking mechanism, this locking mechanism is actually has play in it, but when I disengage it, there's no play here. Okay, I mean, obviously if I push the button, but right here, this is locked out really, really nice, you know? But when the secondary lock is engaged, I can actually have wiggle room and play. So I don't like that. That doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence in that secondary lock right there. If you're going to do a secondary lock like that, it needs to be absolutely, for lack of a better term, bank vault, right? It needs to be solid as a rock for sure. So those are the things that are really bugging me on this knife. Nothing that is horrible, nothing that is going to prevent me from buying something like this. This secondary locking mechanism, honestly, all my other knives don't have it, so I just don't use it anyway. I just leave it alone and leave it like this anyhow. So that's what I got here, folks. What do you guys think on this thing? Do you like this knife? And do you have one, or do you have one of the other versions maybe that were in the more budget-friendly category? And what are your thoughts on this thing? Drop me a comment. Would love to hear from you. And then if you're not subscribed to the Wyvern Kodiak YouTube channel, do me a favor and give us a subscription. We would appreciate that. If you are not following us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram at Wyvern Kodiak. Check out our website at www.wyvernkodiak.com. Gracchus pre-orders are live for another 2.5 weeks. They close midnight June 20th, and the supplies are running low. So if you are interested in a Gracchus, do yourself a favor and get yourself a discounted version now before they are gone. Join us Wednesday live in the Dragon's Lair. That's a YouTube live show. Come hang out with us. We have a lot of fun. Usually have guests, and we talk about knives, design, EDC, and upcoming news and things like that. So, anyways, thanks for your time. I hope everybody enjoyed this video, and you all have a fantastic day.